Is Matthew Stafford overrated or underrated?
He's overrated. I understand, like, say, well, how is he rated is the first thing you have to, but he's overrated. He's a good quarterback, but he's overrated.
Stat Padford. That's his nickname. He never beats anybody. And give me a signature win, because I'll wait.
In the regular season, people, listen to this. Matthew Stafford is 10-59 in his career versus teams that have made the playoffs. That is the worst of any quarterback in at least 40 starts versus playoff teams all time.
Did he have weapons? Well, he had Calvin Johnson and Golden Tate for 2 of those years together. He had Marvin Jones. He had weapons around him. And he squeezed out more than 9 wins once.
After 12 years with the Detroit Lions, star quarterback Matthew Stafford requested a trade to join a Super Bowl contender. When the Lions granted this request, it felt as though the team acknowledged how little they had done to support Stafford and how much they respected his career and decision.
The decision to leave, how hard was that for you?
Probably the hardest conversation I've ever had in my life. It was a really tough deal. I got to give the Lions a bunch of credit for the way that they handled it. I have all the respect in the world for the Ford family.
This was your decision, though?
It was mutual. It was something that I think we both talked about. And I think they wanted to see where my head was, and I obviously expressed that to them, and they understood.
Football fans everywhere wanted to know, is Matthew Stafford capable of being a winner? Could he lead a team to wins, or was he an overhyped QB who had put up great stats with a bad team and never led to any victories?
Matt gets a big pass, and people just look at these hollow numbers that are usually when the Lions are down. A lot of his numbers, there should be a stat just for Stafford of points and yards after the game was decided. I bet you if somebody would have come up after the game is decided, I'm talking about Lions down 21 points, and then, of course, when they're playing a soft defense, he piles up these numbers, they let him score touchdowns.
Despite facing criticism and doubts throughout his career, Stafford remained resilient and maintained belief in himself. His journey serves as an inspiration for all of us to stay confident and strive for success. Welcome back to Unlikely Success. Today, let's dive into how Matthew Stafford rewrote his legacy in a single season. Matthew Stafford has always been recognized as a talented football player. From being the top high school quarterback recruit to becoming the #1 pick in the 2009 draft, his potential was always evident. However, he was often seen as a losing quarterback. In college, even though he had impressive stats at the University of Georgia, he never won a national championship or captured the Heisman Trophy. Drafted #1 overall by the Detroit Lions, Stafford joined a team with a history of losing. The franchise had not won a playoff game since 1991 and even endured a winless season in 2008. Despite Stafford's individual achievements, such as throwing for over 45,000 yards and 282 touchdowns during his time with the Lions, the team's lack of success raised many questions about his leadership and ability to win.
When they play good teams, he's just a mediocre quarterback. There's a reason, by the way, that the Lions have won 1 playoff game since 1957, and it's not an accident.
Following the 2020 season, Stafford requested a trade from the Lions, and the team granted his wish. The Rams would send their starting quarterback Jared Goff, 2 first-round picks, and a 3rd-round pick in exchange for Matthew Stafford. They were one of at least 6 teams rumored to offer a trade package. Among those teams who offered were the Broncos, Bears, and Panthers. The Rams hoped by landing a new starting quarterback, they would win their elusive 2nd championship.
Is this a good or bad trade for the Rams?
It's a bad trade for the Rams.
Because when the deal was done, based on what they gave up, I said to everybody, and I told my producer, Evan, I said, Evan, he's no different than Derek Carr in Oakland. It's the same guy. Evan goes, you're crazy, you're dumb, you don't give. We both know a lot of football. I'm like, okay, whatever. They pull up the numbers. The numbers are identical throughout their career.
Yep.
Year for year, match for match. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, you could have went to John Gruden, who apparently didn't really love Derek Carr, and you could have said to him, I tell you what, man, I got a 2 and a 3 for you. Let me get Carr. And you could have saved yourself a whole lot of picks. It's the same situation.
This trade to the Rams would allow Matthew Stafford to showcase his talents and leadership, but would he actually be able to finish the job and prove he was a winner by winning the biggest game of them all? Leading into the 2021 season, the Rams were considered one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl, boasting a talented roster led by Stafford, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Ramsey, and Andrew Whitworth.
With the Rams defense, which was number 1 in the league last year, the best defensive player in the league probably in a decade, Aaron Donald, and with Sean McVay as coach, and we all acknowledge he's really good, and with an offensive line that was rated top 3 last year, no reason to think there'll be a great drop-off this year, and an excellent wide receiving core. Are you telling me Matt Ryan and Derek Carr, Vegas wouldn't have them at 10 wins? It's interesting, right?
Despite facing challenges and criticism during the regular season, Stafford's leadership and determination helped the Rams secure a spot in the playoffs.
I'll ask you this, there's 14 cats in the playoffs. Who do you trust then? I mean, who do you
trust? Aaron
Rodgers,
I trust
Tom Brady. You trust Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick.
So you trust 3 cats?
Is it Joe Burrow you trust?
I trust Joe.
So you trust 4 of them? You trust Tannehill?
Yeah, I trust Tannehill.
Yeah.
You trust Ryan Tannehill, but you
I
don't
trust Tannehill more than Matthew Stafford.
During the playoffs, Stafford's performance was pivotal in the Rams' victories, from winning his first playoff game to defeating the defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers.
So Woody, also, of course, a 2-time Super Bowl winner with the Pats. Is this a failure for Stafford if they don't win on Sunday?
Absolutely. Jared Goff got him to the Super Bowl. So if you're gonna jettison and ship off the guy that got you there, you would think that the next step is you gotta win. You gotta win the Super Bowl.
Stafford proved his ability to lead a winning team by winning the Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals. The playoff run would see 3 separate game-winning drives led by Stafford and the unwavering leadership and determination of a true winner.
That was a Hall of Fame 4 weeks, my man.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
It's all you can say about it.
Thank you very much.
Way to go.
All you writers in Detroit that for years told me your guy's not good enough, you were wrong. And all the fans in Detroit, and I know I love a lot of you guys that told me Matthew Stafford stunk, you were wrong. And all those people who send me stuff on the internet, memes saying all your guy does is pad stats, you were wrong. For years, I have told, and a small group of people have told everybody, Matthew Stafford is a great player. And you say, well, he doesn't win games. He played in Detroit. He's never been to the playoffs and won a game. He played in Detroit. All I said was I think it's one of the most clutch, if not the most clutch postseason stretches ever, performance-wise by a quarterback. Tampa Bay, San Francisco. Molly, literally, they've won 3 straight postseason games by 3 points. All 3 contained game-winning drives by Matthew Stafford. Never been done. I mean, it's not hyperbolic. It is a fact. The last quarterback to do it in a conference championship and a Super Bowl was your boy, Eli Manning. And you say that it locked up the Hall of Fame. So I'm just only using that as evidence to support that Matthew Stafford, because of yesterday, has one of the greatest clutch postseason runs ever, is a Hall of Famer and a Super Bowl champion.
The Super Bowl win may lead to Stafford being voted in the NFL Hall of Fame, but even if it doesn't, his success is legendary amongst Rams and Lions fans. The loyalty he showed to a struggling Lions franchise led to an amicable trade where he was able to prosper after. Matthew Stafford's journey to overcoming being labeled a loser will rewrite the narrative on his career. The unlikely path he chose makes his success even sweeter. In his short time with the Rams, he's already proven his ability to lead and that he's a winner. He chose to strive for greatness. We can all choose to believe in ourselves the same way and strive for our best. Never settle for less. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Matthew Stafford rewriting his legacy in a single season. If this story has inspired you or maybe resonated with you in any way, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your feedback is essential to this community. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Matthew Stafford rewriting his legacy in a single season. If his story has inspired you or resonated with you in any way, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your feedback is essential to this community's growth and improvement. I'd love to hear how Stafford's journey has impacted you. Keep chasing your dreams, keep chasing your success.